kitchen. And I have an amazing, incredible meal to show you today. We're going to be utilizing halibut. It is beautiful white fish, beautiful white fish. We're also going to be utilizing some delicious broccoli. We're also going to be utilizing, and I'm going to introduce you to this amazing, wonderful potato little croquettes. They're going to be delicious. But la prima cosa that we need to do is to put on the fadale. And today it's all about the sunshine. It's raining a lot here in Florida, and we're having a lot of rain, and we're praying for our brothers and our sisters in other states that are really going through a lot right now with the fires and and the hurricanes. So what I want to bring your attention to is this marinade. And in this marinade, I'm going to marinate the fish very slightly, and then I'm going to start cooking the fish, and then we're going to be creating other things. So what I have here is I am going to be utilizing a grapefruit. Yes, grapefruit. Grapefruit and halibut, they love each other, and they go wonderful with each other. And I'm going to be zesting some of the grapefruit, and I'm also going to be juicing. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to bring your attention to the grapefruit. And grapefruit is very, very healthy. If you don't have grapefruit, don't worry about it. Use a lemon or a lime. But I'm using grapefruit because, grapefruit is very underutilized other than we eat it. Grapefruits are great for baking. You can make desserts with them, and they're amazing. So what I am looking, because I only have two of these wonderful fish. Look how beautiful they are. They're nice and thick. So what I want to do here is I want to, I'm not going to zest the whole thing. Okay? So I just have maybe a good teaspoon of the zest of a grapefruit. Okay, so now what I want to do with the grapefruit is I want to cut my grapefruit in half because it's very, very, very juicy and very, very healthy. That you can eat, and this we're going to juice. So this one, now we are done with that. We're going to move that out of the way. And obviously, it's going to be really hard to juice it. So you could take one of these gadgets over here, get it on something like that, go through that. Or you can do it like I do and save yourself those dishes and just squeeze. And put the muscles. This is when we are using our pectoral muscles, and squeeze and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're exercising. Yes, you can exercise and cook at the same time. Okay, so now we have this beautiful, wonderful over here. I'm going to use this, and I can use this to put in my compost pile. And so that we're done. So to this, we're going to be adding a heaping teaspoon of black pepper. Black pepper goes in there. Super simple, super easy. A little pinch of salt. Okay, so far so good, everybody. So far so good. And then what I have here is I have dry, and I usually don't use dry parsley, but I'm going to be using dry parsley because I'm going to be using fresh parsley for something else. But I'm going to be using over here some dry parsley, and I would suggest that for you to get a teaspoon of the dry parsley. You can just go in here like so. This is the time that you can utilize your dry parsley. And then what I have here is I have garlic and herbs. And if you don't have garlics and herbs, don't worry about it. You can use, garlic powder, any kind of, but I am actually going to use some granulated garlic on top of this garlic. So it's going to have some really good flavor because, halibut, it doesn't have a very strong flavor, to me anyways. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to squeeze shiftily this. Remember, I already have the spoon over here. And what you have is you have this cute little marinade right over here. Okay, now to this, I'm just going to add probably 1 and 2 teaspoons of olive oil. That's all I'm going to do. 2 teaspoons of olive oil, guys. 2 teaspoons of olive oil, just like this. And then what I want to do with my fish is let me grab one of these guys over here. They make these little ones perfect for my little hands. And I'm just going to stick these guys right in here. And I'm just going to give it a roll. Right in here, I'm just going to give it a roll. Give it a roll. Okay, so how do we give it a roll? You hold it like this and you just use your spoon to give it a roll. Okay, just like that. And what you want to do is you want these guys to just kind of start marinating a little bit. I'm not really looking to a lot of marinade on this one. So what I want to do now is I want to start my pan because we're going to be cooking and dropping and cooking and dropping, and it's going to be easy. It's going to be daunting, but it's going to be simple. All right, so I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm going to put this power on medium, high, and then what I'm going to do to this, and I'm going to take my olive oil, and I am going to take a good tablespoon. Okay, I'm going to measure. You don't have to. I am going to probably do two tablespoons because that's what's going to get it going. So I want to get this going. In the meantime, while this is going, okay, I still have my fish over here. So far, so good, everybody. Yay. Remember what we had here. We grated a little bit of the wonderful fruit. This wonderfulness. Oh my gosh. When I start looking at the food, I forget what I was doing, you know, because it's just so beautiful. And then we have the zest and then the juice of a half of a grapefruit. So half a grapefruit grated, half a juice of a grapefruit, a little bit of olive oil, maybe 1-2 teaspoons of olive oil, a little bit of parsley, some granulated garlic, some black pepper, some salt, and a little bit, if you have it, garlic and herbs. If you have it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. I want this to be fun. Food should be fun and easy. Okay, so now I'm just going to wait for my oil to get hot. In the meantime, I want to bring your attention to my little chopper. I don't know if you can see the chopper over here. On this chopper over here, I have some walnuts. Okay, I am going to take about a half a cup of walnuts into my chopper. So far so good. Half a cup of walnuts into my chopper. Okay. Now, because this is getting hot, because we're multitasking, and it's okay to multitask. 1 clove of garlic, 1 clove of garlic, I am just going to smush it on here. And then what I'm going to do is, because it's already been smushed, I'm just going to kind of, just like so, tear it up apart, and it's going to go also with the walnuts. Okay, so half a cup of walnuts, 1 nice piece of, a nice big one like that. If you don't have a big one like that, use a couple of little ones, but we definitely want a little bit of garlic in there. Okay, now to that, I have a little bit of parsley right here, and I have thyme after thyme. I'm going to be using a sprig of thyme, some very, very little parsley, guys, just very, very little, because what we are going to do, it's all going to go into the little chopper. All right, so now I'm going to take, I believe my oil is hot, and I'm just going to put it skin side down, and I'm just going to put this guy skin side down, guys. Okay, skin side down, because it's going to take a little while to cook. All right, and I'm just going to cover it. Okay, cover it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I'm going to put my timer in here to be 3 minutes. Okay, wait a minute. Oops, hold on. I'm telling you, ain't microwave ovens, you know. Okay, 3 minutes. Got the timer going on. Okay, in the meantime, let me bring your attention back to the parsley, and then we have one entire sprig of thyme, and we're just going to put it right into the chopper, just like that. And I'm just going to give this just a little bit rough chop, and I'm going to dry it because I want everything to be dry when it goes into, okay, the chopper, so it'll make the chopper a lot easier. Okay, that goes in there. That goes in there. Okay, so far, half a cup of walnuts. Maybe about a teaspoon of fresh parsley. A teaspoon of fresh thyme. I also have a little bit here of rosemary, and I'm just going to take the rosemary, and probably about a half a teaspoon of rosemary is going to go in there. All right, now to this right here on the chopper, I'm going to put a pinch of salt. Okay, I'm going to be utilizing pretty much all of the same herbs. So it's going to be going across. So I'm going to be using a good teaspoon of black pepper goes in there. If you have the garlic and herb, by all means, make it a teaspoon, another teaspoon. I would use a teaspoon of that in there too. So it'll have a very, very good flavor, because that's what we want to do, flavor upon flavor. I am not going to use the dry parsley, okay? And then what I want to do to this is, I know I have my top somewhere. Boy, oh, here it is. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Okay, then what we want to do is we just want to grind this together. Grind this together. All right, so it's nice and chopped like so, okay? And it's nice and sticky. Okay, so what I want to do to this nice and stickiness is I'm going to take this little bowl right here, and I'm just going to put that in there just like that. Okay, and then boom, I'm done. This goes into the sink. And now we have this marvelous, wonderful topping. This, we're done with this as well. We move that out of the way. All right, so now it's been close to 3 minutes. Any minute it's going to go beep, 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 beep. I am going to grab another one, and I am going to now move my fish to the other side. Make sure you get it really good underneath there. I want a very good sear on my fish. Oh yeah. Okay, in the meantime the fish is cooking. You see, everything is cooking all at the same time. So now I am going to turn this off. I'm going to put another 3 minutes. Okay? In the meantime, now what I want to do is, I have this over here. I'm not done with that yet. Okay, then I want to bring you our attention to over here. And what I have here is, I have peeled one sweet potato. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to peel a white potato. Because as soon as the fish is done, I am going to start cooking my potatoes. And I am peeling them right on this bowl, because my other bowl is over there, my throwaway bowl, which I can just remove like so. Okay, so now, you know, nothing is going to hurt. We can use the sink, kind of give it a wipe, you know, save yourself a lot of dishes. Okay, so now that I have here, what I want to do is I want to take my potatoes, I want to grate my potatoes. Okay, so I'm just going to, and I'm going to grate it in the bowl because it's going to make it a lot easier for me. Okay, in the meantime, I'm still going to check my fish. Oh, yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it down and get yourself one of these guys, okay? So you can get in there. Make sure you hold on to your pan so you don't lose everything. Oh, yes, baby. Oh, it's looking beautiful. All right, so now my fish, as you can see, in less than 6 minutes, my fish is done. Well, not all the way, because, you know, now I'm going to take it out. And I'm just going to put it on a plate like so. Like so. I'm going to put the other one on there. Oh my God, it's delicious. I just had to taste it. Wait till you try this marinade. It's amazing. Alright, so what I'm going to do this is I just want to put that fish to the side. And I have some foil. And I'm going to cover it with foil. Okay? We're going to cover the fish with foil. In the meantime, we have this deliciousness over here. I am going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in there. In the meantime, while that is getting more heated, I'm still going to grate my potatoes. Okay. I'm also going to be grating a sweet potato with it. Oh, this is going to be so good and so delicious. Turn this down because it's smoking, and that's exactly what I wanted, because I want those flavors. Okay, so what I want to do is going to be my husband and I, and these potatoes, as you can see, I'm probably going to be using a half a white potato and a half of a sweet potato. And then what I can do with that is I can cook this later. So I'm done with that. Now my timer is off. 6 minutes. Okay? So now that I have my potatoes over here, because it's just going to be my husband and I, we're not going to be eating a lot of the potatoes, what I will do with these is you can put them in water and save them, but I'm probably going to cook them later. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, what I want to do is I want to come in here and I have a cloth, okay, and I'm just going to put this right in here because what I want to do is I want to wring out all the water of the potato. I know it's work, guys, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So what we want to do is we want to take a, let me see if I have, I'll just wring it out in here and then I can just, I don't think it's going to be a lot of juice in here. Okay, the sweet potato pretty much got a lot of it as well. So now that I have this deliciousness, sweet potato and white potato, okay, I'm done with that. All right, to this, what I want to do is I want to add a teaspoon of granulated garlic, okay, a teaspoon of the dry parsley, a teaspoon of black pepper. So far so good. Granulated garlic, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of the garlic and herb, granulated garlic, black pepper. And now what I want to do to this is I have taken some onion and I have grated some onion, my husband did, and I'm probably going to put here like a good heaping, big teaspoon of granulated garlic. I mean, grounded onions in here, okay? So let me move this out of the way. We're trying to get it all together. Okay, in the meantime, I'm just going to put this on the side. I'm going to bring your attention to the broccoli. Okay? What I've done to the broccoli is I took the broccoli like so. I cut it in half, okay? And then I cut it again. And what I want to do is I want to take this broccoli now and I want to put it in my pan. And I have dried it very well, just like it is in the pan, guys. Don't have to worry about anything else, just put it all in there. You're going to take a nice big beautiful piece of garlic, a nice big piece of garlic like so, okay? And what I want to do is I want to slice my garlic. Because this garlic is going to be going into my broccoli, okay? Now, to this broccoli that I have going on over here, so far so good? All right, you follow me? I know I'm going quickly. I am just going to take a teaspoon of granulated garlic and I'm going to put it in my hand like so. I'm going to take it like so and I'm just going to let it rain. Because, you know, I'm going to be using the same pot and I don't really care if there's a lot of garlic in there because my potatoes are going to go in. There's even going to be more flavor. All right, so that's going to be in there. I am going to go ahead and saute these because these broccoli guys are not going to take that long. Nothing is sticking in my pan. And what I want to do now is I want to add a little bit more of olive oil, maybe about another teaspoon or tablespoon. And now what I'm going to do with that, I'm just going to cover that up. Okay, so in the meantime, I got my garlic over here, okay, that I have not touched. That's going to go with the broccoli. In the meantime, we have all of this, but we're not doing anything yet with that because what I want to do is I want to get ready for my broccoli. And what I have here is I have some green onions. These are what's left in my green onions before they produce more. And I just want to go ahead and slice these up. Just like so. Just slice a whole entire 2 to 3 green onions. You know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them to the side like that. Okay, so now in the meantime, I'm going to bring your attention to this. To this, I have an egg right here that I am going to crack. And remember what I always tell you about saving these. You can fill this up with organic matter and put a seed and they grow. And then when they start growing, then you can take the whole entire egg and just put it in dirt. And you should have some wonderful vegetable. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this egg is I'm just going to break the egg like so. And I'm just going to add it right into this concoction that I have right here. Remember, here we have the sweet potatoes, stuffed potatoes. We added some dry parsley. We added black pepper. We added garlic and herb. And on top, more garlic to help our health. I'm done with this. Okay, now this, I'm just going to start making it mixing it together. Oh yes, and the onion with the potatoes. Now let me get moving with my, oh, you should see my wonderful broccoli. I love it when it starts getting like that. You see that beautiful color right there? Oh yes. And you know, and it's just a one pot thing. You're only using one pot, guys, one pot. And the flavors are delicious. Now to these broccoli, what I have here is I have a red onion. And now the broccoli that it's almost done, I am going to add a good handful. It could be white onions or red onions, and these are just chopped. Okay, just a good handful. It doesn't have to be a lot of onions. If you don't like onions, you can omit the onions. So we are done with this. Get that moving. We're moving right along here. Rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. Well, that's not Italian, but you know, hey. So now here is our beautiful broccolis are getting done, and boy, the husband is already outside out of his office. Oh yes. If the pan starts to get a little, you know, that it's starting to absorb more oil, don't be afraid, guys. You know, work with it. Just add a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Not super a lot. Okay, so now this beautiful mixture that you have over here, this beautiful mixture, I'm going to add this in there. With all of it in there. You're going to go, what? But trust me, it's delicious. It's delicious. You know, the wonderful walnuts that are so good for you. You know, and halibut. And right now what we're just trying to do is just kind of try to saute a little bit of that. Working with it. I'm just working with it. All right, now we cover this up. It's almost there. It's almost there. Okay, in the meantime, what I want to do is I am going to move everything out of the way. And I got a plate right here. And what I want to start doing is I want to bring these guys together like so. Okay. And then what I'm going to start doing is, as soon as I remove my broccoli, I'm going to start dropping these and getting them to be nice and golden. All right, so now my broccoli is almost ready. It's almost finished. I have this beautiful broccoli that I'm just going to put right in here, like so. Oh yeah, baby. Oh my gosh. And it's beautiful. And with this topping, it's delicious, the topping. I came up with this topping one day because I wanted something, you know, more to go with the broccoli. And I came up with this wonderfulness, this wonderful, you know, topping for the broccoli. So right now, what's happening here is I am sauteing right now. Finished sauteing the onions, and it might need a little bit, tiny bit of olive oil. I'm working with a cast iron skillet, okay? For some reason, this thing over here, this hot plate thing, does not like my other pans. It just loves my cast iron skillet, so why not? So now that I have this wonderfulness, this deliciousness, I'm just going to put it right on top of my fish. I mean, not my fish, my broccoli. Oh my goodness gracious. It's beautiful and delicious. Just like that. See that? All right, so now I'm going to put this over here because this is also going to be, I'm going to, here, get yourself a real long one. All right, so now that I have that in here, everybody's nice, and I am just going to move this out of the way with my saute pan. Okay? And I am going to take the rest of this yumminess over here, because I'm not throwing that away. I am going to put it in a plate, because what's going to come next is going to be my crunchy potatoes. And I want my potatoes to be nice and crunchy. And all this deliciousness is going to go right for my broccoli. Now we're done with that. And now what I want to do is I want to bring your attention to this. We're going to put a good 2 tablespoons of olive oil, because what we want to do now, let me remove this. We're done with that. I'm going to get a nice big tablespoon, and I'm just going to drop them like so. And I'm just going to let it and not touch them. Okay? These are going to be our side dish. And you know, you could add cheese to these, but I did not add cheese to these. I like them just like that. I don't want anything to really compete with my fish. And you know, and halibut assists in the creation of nails and hair and skin. It's full of vitamins B12. It helps with cell renewal. It's essential amino acids that promotes the formation of proteins in your body. So you know, halibut it's a wonderful, 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 wonderful dish. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. With just a half a potato of each, I am going to be making six of these guys. So now, what I'm going to do here, while that is cooking, is I am going to come back over here. So while that is doing its thing, I am going to start bringing my broccoli in here. And what I'm doing is I am doing one broccoli this way, the other broccoli the other way, because I want to show you how I am going to plate this. Oh yes, with this wonderful walnut topping. Oh my goodness gracious. And I tell you what, we love broccoli in this house. And broccoli loves us. But wait till I show you guys. And use your hands. Don't be afraid. This is the time you can play with food. And it is delicious and amazing. Oh my goodness. Let me rinse my hands. Because I tell you, as soon as we're done with this, we're going to manja. And manja means to eat. Okay, so now, as you can see, I am going to take some of this green wonderful onions and put it right over here. I'm also going to be using some of the garlic as well. Now I'm going to cover this up, because what I want to do is I kind of want the garlic. I want to saute the garlic. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn these little guys over, nice and crunchy. And you want them to be nice and crunchy. Oh my goodness gracious, they look fantastic. Nice and crunchy, just like that, guys. All right, so now I'm going to take the next one and I'm just going to add it right to there. All right, so now that we have made this, I am going to grab a plate so I can put my crunchies in. My wonderful crunchies in. Because they're done. It's that fast and that easy. Now let me give myself a paper towel. Because what you want to do is you want to drain them. And these guys, I would just have them on the side. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're beautiful. And they're delicious. Wait till you have these. Wait till you have these. They're delicious. Oh my goodness, I was able to even get one more. So, it's amazing with a half a potato what you can do. So now I'm going to put my little guys right over here like so. Bring him like right over here like that. Bring my other little guy over here. He's hanging out there. I am going to put some of my green onions over this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fresh garlic and I'm going to put it in the middle over there, because what I want to do is I want to saute that garlic, and then that garlic I'm just going to put it over my potatoes. More flavor, more yums, and I will be cooking these at about a medium because you don't want them to burn, okay? And I'm just going to get this one guy. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Oh my goodness. And my garlic now is starting to brown. Okay. And the reason I like to put fresh chopped garlic on top of that, it's just amazing, the flavor. So when you take a piece of fish, you're getting it with a little bit of the garlic. All right, so now, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. And this is taking, I mean, almost a half an hour. We're almost at a half an hour, guys. Almost at a half an hour. Look at that. Oh yeah, here's the other one that I'm going to be using right over here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, at this time it may need a little bit of salt. And what I like to do is I like to just come over here and just add a little bit of salt right on top of that. And now I'm going to get the garlic. And I just want to take my garlic and I just want to put it like so on top of that. Okay guys, now let me show you what you've got. This marvelous, delicious halibut. Let me bring it closer so you can see. This marvelous, wonderful halibut with this amazing, incredible broccoli with wonderful walnuts. And then to top it all off, we have this marvelous, wonderful potato crunch. Okay guys, this is all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for joining me on Mia Cucina with this beautiful mangiare. Enjoy this beautiful mangiare, these wonderful things that are good for your health. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Elena Jones, and be kind, be loving. Yes, we gotta wear our masks to keep ourselves safe. And I will see you soon. I